or 3% of your business at a maximum. They're talking about Indiana. This is a state on the move. This is a state that addresses its problems, finds solutions that may have eluded people elsewhere. We got a lot of work to do in education. That's why it's so important to get a guy like Bennett to agree to try to come to the statewide level and help us. Only 61 cents the education dollar in this state makes it into the classroom by a very liberal definition. That 39 cents that finds its way into construction and overhead and administration and overpayment for procurement, we got to find a way to help. We got to find a way to improve it. We've got the third worst ratio in America of teachers to other employees in our schools. Fewer than half the employees of Indiana schools are teaching anybody. But I always look at the upside. And here the upside's gigantic. Every 1% improvement, we're spending $11 billion. Every 1% improvement's more than $100 million. You can hire 2,000 new teachers with every 1% improvement in moving dollars to the classroom. We're going to do that. We've got to have more order and discipline in the classrooms of this state, too. I find it unacceptable, I hope you do, that any teacher in the state of Indiana should ever hesitate for a moment to keep order in the classroom or to worry about the consequences if they do. It's unacceptable. Learning cannot happen under conditions of disorder. When I'm being a little bit flippant about this, sometimes I say that having raised 4 of them, I subscribe to a narrow view of the civil rights of a 10-year-old. But whatever those civil rights are, it does not include the right to disrupt or wreck the education of the young people around you. And so Tony and I will recommend immunity under Indiana law for any teacher who in good faith is trying to keep order in the classroom. And I have already asked our nominee for Attorney General to step in and intervene and defend any teacher or any district against legal suit or harassment. I've watched good things start to happen. I've seen that we can leave a much better state to the young people who will follow us. If we just keep our courage, think big, aim high, and become agents of optimism about positive change to our fellow citizens who hadn't seen much of that change before we got here. And let's face it, it's human nature. Change can be unsettling. Someone brought up the fact that many people criticize the changes we have brought. And she said, "Oh, Mitch," she said, "listen, don't worry much about that. Remember, dogs don't bark at parked cars." Indiana's car is not parked anymore. It's in motion. And a future of greatness awaits us if we can maintain our courage and bring along our fellow citizens in a path that can only lead to the better state that we intend to leave to the young people of tomorrow and to the generations that will follow them. Thank you very much. It's Miller time. I've been working all day.
Oh, why are you wearing a...
How are you guys, huh?
Great. Doing,
Did you ride in on these?
That's mine. That's
I'm Mitch Steve Heckman.
Oh, hi, Steve.
Good to see you.
You're not the 4th motorcyclist,
Yeah,
Oh, okay, they're waiting on you out there. I already checked out your equipment.
Okay.
So who's someone
No
sitting
one's sitting here. I'm
Okay.
just waiting on a carryout.
Okay.
Hi.
Hi. Steve not here tonight?
I'm trying to get a hold of
Well, don't
him.
bother him. I just wondered. So,
Okay.
well, I'm done for the day. I've been in. Let's see if I can do this. Rensselaer, Munster. Oh, sorry. Rensselaer, North Judson, Munster, and Valparaiso, and Rochester. And I'm on my way to Wabash, but I'm basically done for the day. The kids, you know, the young kids take the RV out sometimes without me.
Yeah, my granddaughter does.
Did she? Oh, did she? Good. Well, tell her to wear it. I'll tell you, we cannot. Those shirts, I don't know if it's the color, the slogan, what it is, we can't keep them in stock, and I think it's the best thing. I'd say the best advertisement we can get is a young person, because we're trying to do this all for the young people. So young people in T-shirts, I think, is the best advertising we get.
Are you going to be here for a few minutes? Steve's on the phone.
Well, I don't want him to go out of his way,
He
but
said him and Mary will be up if you're going to.
well, then I'll wait, of course. Yeah, sure.
Yes, he'll wait.
Letting prisoners out of jail early. Hey,
How are you?
I hope it didn't disrupt your. Hope it didn't disrupt your eating. Well,
No, we were down on a pontoon.
nice seeing you. Thanks a lot.
We were on a pontoon doing the sunset cruise thing.
Well, okay, all right. Yeah, no. So he was going through today, you know, said, and then the last speech is in Rochester, and he said, I got you an overnight with a farm family near Wabash. And he said, so you remember you could go through Akron on the way? I said, Sloan's, okay.
Yeah. Mary was saying, boy, you ought to be coming through. I said, he forgot all about us anyway.
No.
I said, we just a one-shot tenderloin guy coming
That
through.
doesn't happen. Excellent.
Nice to meet you.
Very nice to meet you, too. Tell your grandfather I'm sorry I missed him. Okay, call us if we can do anything, and we will see you.
Thank you.
See you next time through. I'm Mitch Daniels. Just want to say hi.
That's what he said. He's like,
Yeah?
looks like Mitch.
Pizza night?
Oh, we actually just got off of work.
Oh, really?
Closing up, heading home for the night.
Take a little, you get a little free goods for the,
Yeah.
It's a good thing. If I worked in a pizza place, I'd probably weigh 300 pounds. So, what's your name?
Sarah, Hackler.
Hey, Gavin.
Good to see you both. So,
A couple of years ago when you were down here, you signed my cast. I broke my ankle and you
Yeah?
signed.
Well, it all healed up, I guess, huh?
I think so.
Yeah, good. Well, yes, it's a great town. I like coming through here, so. Don't be alarmed.
Don't be alarmed. Not at all.
You're the Dales then?
Yes, we are.
Mitch, so Lauren, huh?
I'm Lauren.
Yeah, how nice to see you.
Mitch,
Dave,
nice to meet you.
You're awful nice to let me do this. Thank you very much.
And our pleasure. Thank you.
You join a long list of victims, you know, of Mitch the Mooch. We've,
Mitch the Mooch. Well,
yeah.
I guess there have been worse
great.
people mooching.
Well, you're very kind to let us do this.
All right.
And
Come on in.
hello, Tricia.
Her husband, Brad. Nice to meet you.
Pleasure.
Our son, Dan.
Dan, nice seeing you too.
Stacy's husband is still back down in Greenwood. He couldn't get off work.
He's on call at Riley tonight.
What's his specialty?
He's neonatology,
Oh, my.
first year fellow.
That's fabulous. This is good.
Turn that down just, that's too bright.
So have you farmed this land a long time and built the house, or what's the history
Actually, the history of this house here, the land around here,
Yeah.
I don't own any of this.
Uh-huh.
Our farm is 12 mile
Oh, I see.
on north of here. This land is owned by McKillops. I don't know, McKillop Seed, have you ever
Yeah,
heard?
sure.
Okay. That is who owns just about all this around here. And I actually bought this house a year ago off of part of the McKillop family. I grew up on the farm that we still farm. Never have left that house for, I suppose, I'm 52. I think I've been out of that house for 7 years
Yeah.
total, and I've lived there all the rest of those years, and that's been on the main farm.
Yeah.
So I felt like it was time. I got, well, it actually started with my grandpa
Uh-huh.
and my dad, they farmed together. And then as they got older and grandpa passed away, Dad, and he had myself and two other brothers
Yeah.
and a brother-in-law, and we started all farming together, and now then we got, gosh, is it 7 nephews back in the operation?
Well, how much land's out there?
Well, we're just a couple thousand acres cropland. Hogs is where we
Yeah.
produce a lot of hogs, and that's what takes all the labor.
Yeah.
And we're kind of unique in that it's all family. We don't have any hired.
That's great.
Kind of the reason for us leaving the main farm, though, was he had so many nephews, the younger guys.
Yeah.
And as you probably know, when you live on the main farm, you're the one that gets the first phone call when something breaks, and you have to face all the headaches. And so we were just kind of thinking, being in our early 50s, we wanted to kind of slow down.
Let somebody else get
being
that
on
phone call.
So we left the farm, so one of his nephews moved into the homestead house there, right there on the farm.
Oh, that's good.
So it's kind of a break for us to get away from it, but yet he still works.
Good.
What'd you study at Ball State?
I was studying land management and energy.
Yeah.
And I'm really hoping to, down the road, move overseas for a period of time and do ag development, rural, international rural development.
Oh, and then that gets you to, what's going on, the sciences. You'll know more about it than I do, but you're going to need less and less fertilizer, aren't you, as the
genetics
GMOs get better and better, and I talk to so many people. You're still Indiana farmers, but you're world businessmen and economists too. I mean, it's, you know, you live in a world market, and
we're all in trouble if we don't have the world economy, because the United States can't consume what we even halfway.
Well, that's why I'm long-term optimistic, real optimistic about pork, for instance. I mean, it's a hungry world, and these folks have their hands on a little money now, and they want to eat protein, and that's why I'm completely convinced that that future is a bright one, too.
Well, I think our pork exports are up like 50% from just a year ago.
Yeah.
Thank goodness they are.
Yeah.
I mean, we need all the help we can get with feed crop prices where they're at. So.
But they're, you know, that's not turning around.
No. Well, especially with our deflated dollar, which that's a good thing for the export business. But
corn looks good around here.
Actually, we're kind of in a garden spot this year. Yeah.
I mean, I've been everywhere, but I don't know that I've seen any that looked any better than what's right out that window right there.
Yeah.
And that I was going to say, I mean, I just feel like if there's nothing else we can offer you, and we just pray that, you know, God's leading you and guiding you, and
how bad is, I always say,
and you,
a person couldn't ask for more.
Blessed.
All right, thank you very, very, very much.
Thank you.
All right.
Have a great day.
Okay, see you again.
Okay.
Are you the Pam?
Yes, I'm the Pam.
You're pretty famous.
Thank you so much.
Very nice to meet you.
Very nice to meet you, too.
Are you proud of your pancakes?
Very proud of them. Yes.
All right, I'm going to have one of those, too, then.
Okay.
But very nice seeing you. You guys, what year in school, Marla? You going to be a sixth grader?
Sandra Weaver, new superintendent at Metropolitan School District,
are you
Long
really?
Beach County.
I just met her and I'm very impressed.
Well,
I didn't know you were stopping here today. I just stopped in to, I thought, I'm
You just wandered in?
I wandered in to talk
And
to people about the school system, and
manufacturing jobs are going down everywhere, all over the world. Not because we don't manufacture, because we're so good at it. You know, we're so productive. Manufacturing jobs are going down in China. Nobody understands this.
Oh, they are.
But yeah, it's only because of productivity. Now, the trick is, new jobs are being created in all kinds of other fields all the time. We have to be better than the competition and go and get them.
And we say that, you know, we're leaving that industrial age, so now we have to prepare our kids, and we talk about this in education a lot, for a world that doesn't exist yet. So we have to teach them how to solve problems that we don't even know what the problems are yet. And
they just have to be, I mean, what we know for sure is that math and science will be more important than ever.
Yes, absolutely.
And they'll operate in a broader context. I mean, foreign languages and so forth. So the demands on somebody like Sandra here are higher than they've ever been. We need to. So, Courtney, how old are you? About 6? How old are you?
I'm 6.
So, are you going to be in first grade?
Yep.
Are you looking forward to it? You're not nervous about that, are you? Are you nervous about that? Well, it should be. You'll have fun. Were you in kindergarten this year? Was that fun? Well, see. What'd you learn?
Lots.
Good.
Are they going to have a question and answer time? Is that what they're doing?
Well, we could have one right now. What's your name? Hi.
Okay, I'm Hilda Wilcox.
Hi, Hilda.
And I would like an answer about the $250 million that the 2 racetracks paid for licensing fees. And then in June they got $6.5 million to the state. Where's that money going?
You got it. Property taxes, every penny. Relief. That was the first money that we used for the property tax reduction
The
that's going
$500
on.
million you're talking about.
Yeah, the rebate checks, that paid for most of the rebate checks. And then the ongoing proceeds of that all go to reduce property taxes. Yeah. You know,
But the sales tax still had to go up because it's all going to property tax.
that all goes to property tax. The property tax bill, the way it worked out, delivers $1.72 of tax reduction for every dollar of sales tax. Part of the 72 is the money you ask about. And then the rest of the 72 cents is the effect of putting caps on what you can pay. So like 1% of your house is all you'll be maximum. And that part of it, that means, you know, local governments will have to reduce their spending here and there since they can't tax you that much anymore.
Right.
Best we can figure about the 7th or 8th lowest property taxes in America, and it'll get better because the caps are going to be in place. So they can't move them back up while other states are probably going up.
Okay, thank you.
All right, good question. Thank you.
Sorry to bother your breakfast.
You didn't, Hilda, you didn't. Good question.
Do you remember my original question?
Well, we've been busy, so it's hard to pick one. I think I would say cleaning up the finances of the state, if you really force me to one, because that's the basis for everything else. Going from bankruptcy to balancing the budget every year. We paid back the schools, we paid back the towns. Now we have the rainy day reserves back up to a pretty healthy level. Maybe you saw just 2-3 days ago, we had a AAA credit rating for the first time in state history.
Your opponent has said that, well, she equated Indiana's new voter ID law with communist countries that force their citizens to carry identification at all times. I was wondering what you might say to that.
Well, I think that's,
Take your time.
I think she ought to rethink what she said. I mean, something like 80 or 85% of Hoosiers consistently have said they think this law is a good idea. I think it's just common sense. You need an ID to get on an airplane. You need an ID to rent a video. It's part of life, and we don't find it unfair or onerous in other respects. We've made it free and simple for anybody to get an ID. There's no question of any burden there. So I just think she ought to rethink that. She's way out of step with most Hoosiers who think that vote fraud's a bad thing, and this
85%.
Yeah, every time this has been polled and polled and polled, and it's always just this overwhelming percentage of people who just find it makes common sense.
Another thing that she stated to me was that Indiana lost 30,000 jobs in the state this year.
Yeah. No, nobody knows where she gets these numbers,
Okay.
but no.
So is that not even?
No, not close.
Okay.
You know, even last month we gained some jobs. But here's my viewpoint: is look, let's agree that we're not satisfied with the state of our economy, and we won't be until everybody who wants a job has one. We have been coming up the list in terms of attractiveness to business. Last week, CNBC was the latest one. They said we're the most improved state in America. We are becoming a more job-friendly state, and the question is, how do we keep doing that?
Right.
This is going to take time.
Yeah.
We're not going to turn around several decades of slippage in 3 or 4 or even 8 years. We've broken a record, 3 years in a row for jobs brought to the state. Now, they're not all here yet. You know, some of the plants are just under construction, or some of them they're going to add. You know, Honda hired a few hundred, but it's going to be 2,000, then it's going to be 4,000 over the next few years. The studies show that there are a lot of kids who they don't imagine that they could go to college, so they don't finish high school.
Consider it.
It doesn't.
That was me growing up.
Was it?
I never went.
And no one has ever given these young people the thought that this could be real for you.
We were discouraged. There were 5 in my kids in my family, and we were discouraged from thinking that way.
See, this is what we have. I would hope we could make a difference in. And you want to reach that child who's coming up in 6th or 7th or 8th grade and get this vision in their mind so that they finish. And we've got this dropout problem still, of course, that's really severe. So, all right, can I have a hug? Okay, all right. Be a good girl, okay? Study hard in 1st grade.
Okay.
Okay, all right. All right, somewhere here.
Remember, I was with the courthouse girls down.
Yeah, where are the girls?
Yeah. Some of them are around. We've got another event we have to go to this afternoon.
Well, you guys are like on the circuit, huh?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, being a celebrity's tough.
I know.
Yeah. Well, I just so I get to see the girls while I'm here.
Okay. Yeah. Well, here we go. We've got. There's Irmal. She's the oldest of the group. She's turning 97 or 98.
Did Irmal make it down, or was
she didn't?
I didn't think so.
Yeah. You missed the governor the last time.
You stood me up, you know, when the girls came to the office.
Oh.
Yeah, you didn't make it.
No, I
So I'm glad we're taking care of that now.
I was down on the
Did you have another appearance to make or something? Were you on the, like, you probably on Oprah or something?
No, I was down on the Mexican border.
Oh, on the border you were.
Rio Grande Valley.
Pretty much a jet setter, huh?
Yeah, where they're having water now.
I see. Well, you know, your fellow calendar mates were a delight, but we miss seeing you there, so. Thanks for your good work here.
Another great road project.
Yes, exactly. A little sort of
Thank
special.
you for everything you do.
Well, we're working on it. What's your name?
Alice Duke.
Hey, Alice.
Her husband, Cloyd.
Cloyd, hello. Good seeing y'all. Live right here?
Live here on Main Street.
Well, Main Street looks great.
Yep.
Our governor, Mitch Daniels.
This project is emblematic of what we hope to do in this state. That is build it. While other states are slipping backwards, we are building, we are buying $4+ billion of new infrastructure just like this all over Indiana. Projects that have waited for 30 and 40 and 50 years. We broke ground on I-69 in Evansville. Old men cried last week. They've been working on it for 50 years, literally. If you're the crossroads of America, you can't let Main Street crumble. You can't let our main arteries crumble. You've got to build them and expand them. In fact, that's what we're doing. Secondly, after 5 years of constant travel in this state, don't let anybody tell you that our smaller communities don't have a bright future.
2, 3, wonderful.
Let's see, I actually need something to...
Right on my back?
Hold still there, William.
Well, it's all about property taxes.
My handwriting's bad enough without you wiggling around.
You hear me? She got me excited about property taxes.
I want to thank both of you for what you're doing for property taxes.
It worked out very well, and it's going to get better, you know. Hey, hello.
Hi, Kathy Morris.
Kathy, nice seeing you.
I'm glad to have you as our governor. You've done a lot for us.
Well, we're working on it. Thanks. We've got a lot of good people, but thank these NDOT folks too.
Our man, Mitch.
Aw, thanks, Kathy. Thanks a lot. Spell it again. I'm going to give you an email that comes straight to me, and I'd like you to send me the specifics you just talked about.
Okay.
And cite, you know, that the regulation from this board says the following, so I can run this thing to ground directly.
I flew with President Kennedy.
Yes.
For a year and a half.
Did you really?
Yeah.
You mean on the helicopter?
No, on USS 1.
On Air Force One.
Yep.
Yeah.
And in Europe.
That's an elite assignment.
I was a personal Marine of John Kennedy in Europe.
Well, thank you for doing it. They don't let just anybody on those details.
Well, I thank you very much.
It's very nice to see you, and thank you again for serving.
Thank you.
I want to thank you for signing the HIP program.
Oh, yes, we're very proud of it.
My husband was unable to get insurance.
Yep. Did you get in?
Yes.
Excellent.
So where else is on your agenda today?
Well, we're finishing up a 2-day road trip, and I'm going down to Richmond for the Model T Wingding.
Here we are in East Central Indiana. What do you think about the location for this?
Well, it's a natural. We are, and we intend to be an automotive capital. I believe we're going to be a capital of the electric car and the batteries that power it. So in that sense, it's natural. I love the fact that it was a homegrown idea.
Hey, talk to me about the challenges just with East Central Indiana. You're up for re-election. We got a tough economy. What can Hoosiers here expect from you in the future?
Work every day to bring more than one job for any job that goes away. Indiana is the economic leader of the Midwest right now, but everybody's challenged, and we're not immune. But if you look at this week's papers, you see Indiana is the only state in solid financial shape, and in fact, our credit rating was just raised to AAA for the first time in state history. So we simply have to continue to be very careful with tax dollars, do everything we can to be the most job-friendly environment around, and then get out and work. And we do every day at trying to find a business somewhere. Maybe I'll find one here on the grounds today that we can interest in coming to Indiana. We are on track for the 4th year in a row to break the record for jobs brought to Indiana. Really Cool Foods was one of the big captures of last year. It's important to remember that all these hundreds of new businesses that have come here, many of those jobs are just coming online, like Really Cool Foods. Honda is hiring. The deal was 2 years ago, but the plant opens this fall. So we've got an awful lot of jobs in the pipeline on their way to Indiana. But I'm always conscious of the fact that every single day we have to move forward, because somewhere out there Some product is falling out of favor, or some company is running into competition it can't handle.
Your modern cars today have an ignition coil for each spark plug.
Yeah.
I have an ignition coil for each spark plug. Has no water pump, uses a Ford thermosiphon. Hot water rises, falls, cold water comes back in.
Sure.
No oil pump, splash system. Has no fuel pump, gravity feed. This is a modern car. This is 26 and 27. In 1925, Chevrolet sold more cars than Model Ts. And Etzel Ford, Etzel Lynn said, Dad, we got to do something. Dad wanted to make Model Ts forever. At least he convinced them to lower it a couple of inches, put fancier fenders, put nickel trim, and move the gas tank up here.
Yeah.
And it's hot in that.
That's okay.
Doesn't come loose, but you just dip it down in there.
Yep. Now, what kind of mileage does it get?
If we were to drive at 25 or 20, 25 miles an hour on these roads, we'd get about 22 miles a gallon. When I bought it in '83, it was a 20-footer. From 20 feet away, it looked like it came out of the factory. Now it's about a 50 or 75-footer.
Yeah, well,
it's getting. I let the kids climb on it. I let governors drive it.
Right here. Was that a choke?
No, this is spark control, retarded and advanced. The right pedal is brake. You don't have to worry about reverse.
And what was this?
That's the throttling.
The middle is a reverse?
Right. When you push it to the floor, it will spring into high, and you will only have low gear. This is holding it in neutral right now.
Now, hang on just a second. But we were rolling without my having disengaged. Oh, I didn't see. Okay.
So all you're going to do is add a little gas.
Afternoon. Hi. Longest parade route I've ever been on. This is terrific, really.
They've really done a lot of work to this part of town here.
Looking nice, yep. Ladies, you look stunning.
Hi, thank you. I want you to meet.
You look stunning.
Thank you.
Get right next to him.
Right this building.
Yeah, no, he means like right next to me. Yeah, go, yeah.
1, 2, 3. My man Mitch.
Need me to spell you here for anything?
Edward Daniels.
Hey.
My gosh, what a pleasure.
See, I distracted you. They might have turned the wrong way. I don't know.
Look at there. Say hi.
Everybody, Mitch Daniels, my name.
Hi.
How are you all?
Nice to meet you, sir.
You guys know how to throw up. You know how to throw a party around here.
I tell you,
it's a lot of fun. Hello. Hi. I'm Mitch.
Nice to meet you.
What's your name?
This is the Star Jeanette, where they made the records, and they're having a concert.
What they're doing with this block is really tremendous.
It is.
But thank you. Well, we're working on it very hard.
Real good government.
You're nice to say. Thanks a lot. Hi.
Nice to meet you.
Nice meeting you guys.
Thank you.
Hi. Mitch. Vicky. Hi, Vicky. Nice to see you. Congratulations on what's going on the block
they did
here.
a wonderful job of organizing. It's been a
Well,
lot of fun.
but you know what? The renovation here is fabulous.
I know.
Well, thank you. That was a lot of fun.
So what are fun, exciting things you get to do?
Well, today I'm milking a cow,
So this is the highlight of your day right now.
spitting a watermelon seed, and sawing a log.
Have you milked a cow before?
Last year.
It's an annual thing.
I won last year.
Oh, it's a contest.
Yes, it is.